well, I'm alright.
Yeah! Okay, as promised, the Airbag edition. We have been trying to recreate one of these beauties for a while. This one was in a ski resort. You can see the basic construction here, which is a big airbag full of air, and when you hit it, it gives just the right amount that you can come in at all sorts of funny angles. Yeah, there's one, and walk away. Absolutely brilliant, but they're about 10 grand to go. The upside to these things is when you're learning, you can go very wrong, and I can assure you, people walk away absolutely hours of fun. We needed to figure out how we could build one, and we started the projects so we could get something going on our back garden. Probably not skiing, because obviously we haven't got much snow, but we were definitely looking for bike jumps and or just good old-fashioned high jumps to landings. Get our agility levels up. You can still hurt yourself. This is an example. This is the fearless Noah hitting the jump with his board, closely followed by his bum, which did sting him a little bit, but that was not to do with the airbag, it was to do with the hard edge on the ramp. Now, this is me having a go, my first attempt to put a bag together. Have a little listen to what my words of wisdom are.
Meters by 5.4 meters. So big old two of those. I'm going to sew them together, put a fan into them, and give myself an air pillow to land in. Time to get sewing. Hour and a half later. So Lara's going to turn on the fan, which is over here. Let's see how she goes.
Just going to interject here. I knew it was too windy, and I just really wanted to see how it blew up. I was so excited. Poor old Lyra found herself trying to hold on to a pretty lively bag there. In hindsight, should have seen what happened the next coming. Luckily, no children hurt. Pop. 2 meaty holes put in it before it's even fully blown up. Actually, I was glad it wasn't going absolutely mental. Turned out this is what was needed, because basically one of the issues with this design, as you'll see in a bit, is it has no give in it. It's essentially a hard, blown up a carrier bag from the shops.
Well, it's the morning. It's not unwindy, but it's definitely less windy than yesterday, and it's certainly lovely and sunny. We're going to try and set up the crash mat, touch it away a little bit for a bit of test run. Put some air in that, see how she rolls. Just be informed any children injuries are on me and could end in divorce, so I'm going to have to go first, which I'm not happy about. I was going to start with Laura and build up to Lucas and then me. So, you ready? Blue mat. 1, 2, 3.
Now this was just a little load test. I knew it would take Lara's weight, no worries. The jumping was the big one. And pop. Straight down through. This only offered enough resistance to pull my legs out from underneath me, so I side slammed myself. A bit of a design error there. Okay, this is a prime example. You can see he lands on this. There's a little bit of give, but it's essentially a solid bag he's landed on. No absorption of the energy. I'm going to have to talk you through this one. If you watch Lara's foot, you'll see it slip, meaning she's coming up short. Boink, roll. But you and girls are tough, man.
She's still with us! Hey!
So this is a year later, Mark II. We are using a heavier gauge white tarpaulin. It's smaller as well. The plan is to inflate the blue bag inside it, thus giving us a slightly stronger, more durable bag. though slightly smaller. We also are going around the edges of it with a bungee rope going through the eyelets, which would give us a bit of give in it. It's because we were suffering from it being quite a hard no buoying in it, as it were. So this should give us a bit of that. This was our first attempt. We initially set it up thinking our leaf blower blow it up, but it didn't do the trick. So we've moved back near the house with some power for the fan. Up it goes. It's a unique looking device, but we're getting ready to give it a few test jumps. And in goes Lucas.
But it's getting close to it. Up, have another crack, Lucas.
So now we were getting into the fine tuning. As you see Lucas jumping on there and pretty much bouncing straight off, but luckily he was ready for it. We then started experimenting with the amount of air in the bag. Too much, you get the bounce. Too little, you hit the ground. So we just started turning it off, and as it ran backwards, Lucas was jumping in. We also were experimenting with tethering it so it didn't roll around quite so much. Lucky Lucas's inbuilt ninja skills kept him safe. So this is a bag that hasn't got enough air in it. He comes up complaining about hitting the bottom. Just a smidgen more. It was just a little look in the size of the bag was a big difference to how it felt. So we just carried on tweaking it for a bit. Of course, the big test is the big dude. Didn't do much for me there at all, just hurt my ankles. So now Lucas is happy that it's set up and can take a heavy landing by me. It didn't pop, and he's going to give it a bit of a go. Oh yeah! So we're really happy now, and we just had a little bit of a play around with jumping into the bag.
Been in there for a while.
1, 2, 3, double. That was nearly a double.
It was. Try a forward somersault.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to try it a couple years later, 2 or 3 years, and I'm super confident, but I'm bigger. The airbag's older and it's kind of rotted over the years, but I was super confident it was going to work. So, yeah, and it hurt.
3, 2, 1.
Shit, that popped out earlier. Did you follow? Where are you? You alright? That's a thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up, bud. What happened, bud? Ah! Oh shit! Lucas! 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 What the hell? It's took it off! Dude, my man's down! Oh god! Okay, it's all got a bit crazy, but with Lucas.
Yeah.
On a score of 1 to 10, how much did that slow you down?
0.
0. It just herniated out and dropped you.
Yeah.
Did you just land badly?
Yeah, I landed on my hip.
It stings. That's what happened to me. It kind of takes your feet out from underneath, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we've learned a little bit lesson now. So we have reinforced what blew. Lucas is back in the game.
Yeah.
You good, little man?
I got a limp now.
He's got a limp now, which is what he's always wanted. Now we've got the old trampoline mat over the top of it, which should help with the herniarization. It's bypassing weaker eyelets that were on the bottom that had rotted out. That's why he got caught out. But this is looking like a better idea already.
Dad, shall I try leaning on it first? You know, like lightweight first.
Crawl on it gentle like.
Okay. Alright, so now that we've reinforced it, we're slowly building up, testing it, and hopefully being able to jump off the roof again now that it's reinforced. But now here it's really good because it slowly puts you down to the ground instead of just popping or being really stiff. We finally kind of perfected it.
Yeah, I trust that enough to jump on.
Okay, so this is my first time jumping on it and I really didn't trust it, but it did work. So I got my confidence back a bit. I still didn't 100% trust it.
The sharp-eyed amongst you might notice a bit of hesitation in this. It was my turn to jump, and I just knew it was going to hurt me. But you can't show fear in front of the kids.
You got this.
Banzai.
Yep. Ready?
I've just got the memory of it popping on me last time.
Then,
Threw like a bag of cement on it.
then I bombed out on it, and I bottomed out on it. And I've lost my limp already, kind of, I guess.
It's because you were bloody 11, not 14.
Actually, almost 12, Dad. You right?
That wasn't the biggest jump I've ever done, but that helped.
Okay, so here we thought that it finally worked. We thought that we'd got a new crash mat, but we've turned out that it had too many holes in it and it was kind of a lost cause now. But now we reckon we can try and not make one, but repurpose one. Okay, so we're doing a double upload this week because we're going to try and make a crash capsule with boxes and pillars.